Hey guys, this is Kyle with Bear River Strength and Conditioning. We are on episode 8 of Tips and Tricks. This week we're going into a quick deep dive on strategy and how to essentially get the most out of your workouts. So prior to going into the 3 things we look at when we're kind of dissecting the workout and what strategy is going to work for us, is to understand what is the entire purpose of doing CrossFit or Metcons in our world. So the goal for us is really centered around intensity. We want to introduce intensity into your workouts because we know the response to that intensity is what's going to get you more fit. So there's a rule that prior to having intensity, the rule is if mechanics and consistency, then and only then intensity. So what a lot of people end up looking at is the intensity portion, and they haven't really identified the mechanics and the consistency portion that has to happen prior to intensity. So with that being said, always have mechanics, always have consistency before we start to introduce intensity, okay? We'll talk about that in a second. Intensity in our world is legitimately defined by a mathematical equation. What that is force times distance divided by time. Okay, so for us, that applies in 2 ways. It's either, the workout's either gonna be an AMRAP, which means distance, as many rounds and reps as possible, or for time, right? 3 rounds, 4 time, which is gonna fall into this. Your force is always gonna be set via the coaches, the programming. So in this case, this is the force, right? 95 pounds, overhead squats, this distance, all that fun stuff, okay? That's your force. So in an AMRAP situation, as many rounds as reps, we have the force set. We also have the time set. So to make this number the greatest, i.e. the intensity the highest, we want to get as many rounds and reps as possible in the 15 minutes. Now if the workout was 3 rounds for time, well, we have the force is already set, we have the distance set, we're just trying to find out what the time is. So to make this number the greatest, we want to get the smallest amount of time, i.e. get done the faster, to make the intensity higher. Okay, so with that being said, we know that, okay, I need to strategize to essentially get the best score while maintaining mechanics and consistency. Okay, so either our rounds and reps, we want to be in a certain platform, or we want our time to be in a certain platform based off of what we talked to you about in regards to what the goal is. Okay, so the first thing you're going to look at and ask yourself is, what is the stimulus? Typically, you'll see on the left side of our board, we have, hey, we're looking to finish at least 3 or 4 rounds today, or we want to stay within the 10 to 15 minute range, whatever that is. That's step number 1 to identifying how you should break up your reps, how much rest in between, how much weight I should load on the bar, how much scaling I should do on another movement. Okay, so establish your finish time, or establish your rounds of reps, which we will help you do. Okay, once you have that established, okay, I know I want to get 3 rounds done today in the 15-minute workout, whatever that is, then we're going to start to assess the skills and weights that are written within the workout. So you have weights here, right? You have an overhead squat, here's your weight. You also have some skills in the double unders, okay? So it breaks up into 3 categories: gymnastics, which is anything body weight for the most part, weightlifting, anytime you're moving an external load, and then monostructural, which is rowing, running, biking, double under, stuff like that. And then you can make adjustments to all of those based off of what the stimulus is, okay? So in this example, the overhead squats, right? If you're looking to get 3 or 4 rounds in this workout in a set amount of time, we need to find out what weight we can use on the bar based off of that time. So let's say we're looking to complete this 15 reps in 1 to 2 sets, okay? So we're either gonna do 15 in a row or 8 and 7. You need to find a weight on the bar that allows for you to do that, okay? It doesn't do you any good to do 95 pounds and do it 3 times and have to get this done in 5 sets, because you're gonna miss the stimulus. You're only gonna get 1 round done in the workout, which in this world is gonna make this number super small, meaning we haven't hit the intensity button that we're looking for, okay? That's the weightlifting one. On the gymnastics, typically, you know, let's say it's a chest to bar pull-up, okay? Well, then you scale the movement that allows for you to do that many reps of chest to bar pull-ups. So in this case, 30 double unders, okay? Again, we want you to be able to do 30 double unders in a row or 2 sets specifically in this workout. If you can't do that, it's probably gonna lead to a missed stimulus or a potentially missed stimulus for the workout because you're spending too much time, okay? On the monostructural piece, You can reduce the number of calories. That's the way to basically ensure, like if this had a calorie row and you were brand new to rowing, we would simply reduce the calories or set a specific amount of time to spend at each station. If we had a beginner versus, let's say someone could do this workout RX as prescribed versus a beginner, we might say 30 seconds of overhead squats followed by 10 to 15 seconds of rest. Then we would say 30 seconds of plate jumps. Let's just use that. They don't know how to jump on a rope yet. Followed by 10 to 15 seconds of rest. Then you're gonna go to 30 seconds of deadlifts with an empty bar. Doesn't matter to me. If they don't have the consistency, we don't care about loading the bar. And you might finish it off again with 30 seconds of plate jumps. All of this has 10 to 15 seconds of rest in between. That person is going to get the same out of their workout versus someone else who could do this as prescribed and still work within these time frames, okay? They both get the exact same thing because of this formula, right? Let's say they both get 3 rounds and 4 reps. Perfect, that works out great. Here, that is what we're looking for, is consistency across the scores within the class to know that the people are hitting the stimulus, they're getting more fit. When you're hitting stimuluses, you have what's called adaptation of skill. You're learning the movement. You're working within your weights or your scaled options or your calorie restrictions to help you learn the movement so that the consistency and the mechanics are there. Once that's there, then we can start to bump up the intensity. Just finishing up, the last thing here is time caps, okay? Even if you have your double unders, let's say you have a couple double unders, but you don't have 30 in a row, you could always do 30 seconds of double under practice, okay? Let's say you've got your single unders, it's super easy, 45 single unders in this case is nothing to you, but 30 double unders looks like a good challenge. Cool, do your double unders. You don't have to do 30, maybe you sit in that 30-second window of double unders. So every time you look at a workout, try not to read these numbers. You'll notice in our workout on the left side of the board, we've got a stimulus that breaks down, here's what we're looking for. You will get more fit by looking at the stuff that's on the left of the workout versus this number and hitting the button, I promise. So give it a shot, try to write it out if you need to. We have whiteboards for you guys to write it out. Hopefully we're seeing a strategy because that ultimately is what's gonna get you guys more fit. So thanks guys, enjoy your week.